the difference between climate and weather. Many people use the words weather and climate as if they mean the same thing, but in science they describe two very different ideas. Understanding this difference helps us make sense of daily forecasts, seasonal changes, and long-term discussions about climate change. In simple terms, weather is what happens today, while climate is what usually happens over many years. Weather refers to the short-term conditions of the atmosphere at a specific place and time. It includes things like temperature, rain, wind, humidity, fog, clouds, storms, and sunshine. When you hear on the news that it will rain this afternoon, feel hotter than yesterday, or be windy tonight, that information is about the weather. Weather can change very quickly. A sunny morning can turn into a rainy afternoon, and a calm day can suddenly become stormy. Because weather changes hour by hour or day by day, it is sometimes difficult to predict accurately far in advance. Weather is caused by the movement of air, heat, and moisture around the Earth. Warm air rises, cold air sinks, winds move clouds, and differences in air pressure create storms. Meteorologists use satellites, radars, weather stations, and computer models to predict weather. Even with advanced technology, forecasts are usually most accurate only a few days ahead because the atmosphere is complex and constantly changing. Climate, on the other hand, describes the long-term pattern of weather in a region. Instead of looking at what happens today or tomorrow, climate looks at averages and trends over long periods of time, usually 30 years or more. Climate tells us what a place is generally like. For example, deserts usually have hot temperatures and very little rainfall, while tropical regions are warm and rainy most of the year. Polar regions are cold, and coastal areas often have milder temperatures than inland areas. These patterns are part of a region's climate. Climate includes average temperatures, typical rainfall, usual wind patterns, and how often extreme events like heat waves, droughts, or heavy rains occur. While weather can surprise us, climate gives us expectations. We expect winters to be colder than summers, and we know that monsoon regions receive heavy seasonal rains. These expectations are based on climate, not daily weather. A simple way to remember the difference is this: weather is your mood today, climate is your personality. Your mood can change many times in one day, just like weather can change quickly. Your personality develops over many years and usually stays more consistent, just like climate patterns develop over long periods. Understanding this difference is especially important when talking about climate change. Climate change does not mean that every day will be hotter than the day before. It means that the long-term averages and patterns are changing. For example, a region may still experience cold days or heavy snowfall, but over decades, the overall temperature trend may be rising. A single cold day does not disprove climate change, just as one hot day does not prove it. Scientists study climate by looking at many years of data, not individual weather events. Climate affects how people live, what crops they grow, how cities are built, and how ecosystems survive. Farmers depend on climate patterns to decide when to plant and harvest. Animals adapt to the climate of their environment. Humans design homes, clothing, and energy systems based on climate expectations. Weather affects our daily plans, but climate shapes entire societies over time. In summary, weather is short-term and changes quickly, while climate is long-term and changes slowly. Weather tells us what to wear today or whether to carry an umbrella. Climate tells us what kind of environment we live in and what conditions we can expect year after year. Knowing the difference helps us better understand nature news reports and scientific discussions about our planet's future. If you found this explanation helpful and easy to understand, please like, share, and subscribe for more simple science articles that explain how our world works.